What is going on? This is AlToneRC today. I actually wanted to get into my buggy, the Blue Beetle, that I'm using for the speedrun challenge with Reitplace RC and Building Velocity. And Paul and Mike, you guys are fantastic. You guys are really great. I really appreciate you. But at any rate, I just really wanted to jump in today and just give you an overview of what I'm doing with this car and what I have in store for it. And we're going to try something right here on this video really quickly. So essentially, based on Paul's recommendation, because I know 1/14 scale, I understand why everybody's going to 112s. I totally get it. Because the platform on this 114 is a little bit smaller, which makes it a little bit more difficult to do things like put larger batteries in, to be able to situate the electronics where everything fits up underneath that body shell. But I'm aware that there is a 114 that actually has gone over 100. So the possibility and the capability is actually there, but I have a tendency to choose the most difficult route to a distant destination. So I chose the 112 instead of the 114 instead of the 112 that I have sitting over there. But it is what it is. So at any rate, this is where we are. So I've got this body, but based on Paul's recommendation, I now have a fat body shell for it. And if I trim this guy upright, then I should be able to fit everything underneath here, because underneath that body, this is a Mamba X2 ESC. I did not plan on going Castle. I was actually going to go Hobby Eagle, but because a lot of people use Castle and I like to try to do things a little bit differently. But this is the Mamba Micro X2 ESC along with a 1010 5600 kV motor. And this, from all of my calculations and measurements and all that kind of stuff, should fit. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. We're going to get into it and start doing the upgrades and whatnot here very soon. I also have my radio link receiver that's going to be going into this. This is the R8FG receiver that's going into this speedrun car. I did receive this Hobby Park. I received this just to do a review on. It's a Hobby Park HV motor, metal gear, waterproof steering servo. I need to check the sizing to see if it's going to fit. If it fits, I may go ahead and change the steering servo out on this guy. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff because I really want to make sure this guy tracks very straight. And so I may be changing the steering servo out. We'll see if that actually works out. Let me see what else I got in here. Paul was supposed to check with me. If you know, make sure you drop it down in the comments for me. But I believe this particular car is a 48 pitch on the standard spur and pinion. So I have some pinion gears that are 48 pitch that I bought for another vehicle. And so I'm going to be trying these. These are 48 pitch. I do have some 32s, a few 32s laying around, because I actually was hunting and pecking for the right pitch servo or pinion gear for one of my other cars I was trying to work out and get running. And so hopefully, from my research and digging, I think I found the pitch, because Rollarlo doesn't seem to give you that information. I think I found the pitch, and probably looking through manuals and whatnot on their site. It may be a 48. I know they do use 48 pitch gears in some of their other cars. I'm thinking this one is also 48 pitch. It may be because the 114 scale, a previous 112 or the 114 is actually using a 48 pitch, but I'm not sure. So we're going to try that out. What else we have here? Of course, China Hobbyline. I do have 2 China Hobbyline batteries. I've actually been trying to find, because the battery tray in this guy, after making an adjustment, because you can make an adjustment to make this battery tray a little bit larger. After making an adjustment, the battery tray is now about 106 millimeters. And so I do have room for a larger China Hobbyline 3S battery, larger capacity, but these are 1500s. But I haven't been able to find in my research a China Hobbyline battery that's going to fit this chassis without me taking the side panels off. That's going to fit the chassis and give me, and at least be rated at 100C or more, or even give out what I believe is a larger or possible larger amperage based on my calculations to the motor than these 1500. So I'm going to run a 1500 with it. If I can find a way to run these together underneath the body. I did electronics all my life, but I always mix up parallel and series. I do not know why. For some reason I do, but I I understand what they mean. I just have to I have to define them again. But I'm probably going to try to see if I can run. I may try to see if I can run these together just to give me a little bit more capacity for the run. I've got some thoughts for the nose to give it a little bit of downforce and possibly even a little bit of weight. And again, the other thing that I'm going to try, I ordered these wheels a while ago and received them. The rear wheels are wider than the fronts, but the diameter is larger than the stock diameter on these wheels. This car with the and I have to be careful, this is a glass desk I'm on. This car with the shock set the way that they currently are, bottoms out. These wheels having a little bit larger diameter will probably take care of that issue, but I need to make sure I can turn well with them. With a larger diameter, it's probably going to help a little bit with speed. If I can get the wheels spinning faster, that's definitely going to give me a couple of extra miles per hour, and just see if they fit well and it doesn't look comical with these wheels on. So we're going to try that out here really quickly. I'm going to put these guys on while we're here. I've got some blue paint. Like I said, I'm planning on leaving this I'm thinking that I'm going to leave the fat body clear so that you can see through it. I'm also mounting. I don't believe I'm going to use pins to mount it or body clips to mount it. I believe I'm going to use just Velcro to mount on either side. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to take these side panels off. I think I'm going to use some hook and loop on there. And that way it's easy for me to take the body off, or easier. That's what my plan is. Being easier to take the body off to be able to show you that the batteries that I'm running, as well as being able to display the electronics in the vehicle. And that's basically what it is. So again, what I want to do while we're here on this call, on this video, is go ahead and put my batteries to the side, get everything to the side. I want to cut these out of the bag, and I want to actually see if these tires, wheels and tires, one, we need to see if they're glued or not. And no, they're not glued, so I'm gonna have to glue them. But like I said, the rear is wider than the front, which to me is not really an issue. And I want to check to see, and these tires, man, I mean, that will explain the reason why we had problems with it going straight. So one of the things that you want to check, yeah, the rest of my tires are on pretty tight, but this one is wobbly as I don't know what. You know, hopefully it's not because something under there is broken and it's just loose. But one of the things you want to check when you get ready to go out and run, I'm actually tightening it up right now, just to make sure she tightens back up. Yeah, that is fine. So one of the things you want to check when you go out to do your runs is that your wheels are on, and they're on tight. And they're not going to cause a problem. So I had to remember what the wheel hex size is underneath the wheel to see if this wheel hex is the same. I did mention changing out parts here so I could put a pin in here instead of using these wheel hexes the way that they are. But hey, if they work, they work. And guess what? They do work. They fit right into this wheel. We're good to go there. Don't need to worry about it. Now let's see what this looks like when you put it on. So these are 1/10 scale tires, I think they are. And with that little spacer, the spacer is not necessary with this particular wheel. It's not gonna go into the hole there. So let's try putting this on and seeing. Maybe I should do one whole side. just to see what it looks like. So I do have another set. And I think the white is going to be okay. It's going to be cool once I get the, so that's the difference. That's a pretty big difference in the size. Doesn't look like we're going to have any problems as far as steering. It's not going to be a problem with steering. So guess what? I think we're going to go ahead and put them all on just to see what it looks like. So, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and put the rest of these wheels on. And then I'm going to have to end up taking them back off so I can glue them. I don't really have to take them off. I've glued wheels on the vehicle before, but I'm going to take them off anyway so we can glue them. So let me finish this up, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like with the body, with this body on. And then we'll see what we're going to do later on as far as putting a different body on it. I think I'm just going to put this side on, and then we'll look at it. I actually like the look. Now it's still bottoming out, so that's not stopping anything. But it's a good look. It's a good look for this car. I'm gonna have to say that's a good look. So I was really worried that was gonna be too much, but it does absolutely give us a little bit more height overall. Once I get the other wheels on, it's not going to bottom out. And then I can use the droop screws and some adjustment to the shocks to lower it down. Let's see if we're going to, in the process of lowering. So can I adjust the camber? I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit because there's a little bit of an angle to the front tire up here. So we're going to have to do that. And then do some adjustment, bring it down lower, and put a little bit of forward rake on it, and I think we're going to be good. We're going to be golden. So I'm going to do that. I'll snap a picture, a couple of photos of it with the original body on so that you can see that, but I think this is going to be the way I'm going to go. We're going to run it with these tires on there. If I was to take it out and run it right now, I'd probably get at least 40, a couple of miles an hour on it. But we're going to do some more work. I'm going to go ahead and change that motor out, and we'll hopefully get our first run here very soon. So thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me just so I can just share this with you. For all you guys who have been watching my videos and commenting, I really appreciate it. I'm doing my best to go through everybody's videos and make sure that I subscribe to everybody who's doing the runs, and for two reasons. One, as a show of support, and two, so that I can learn, because you guys know a lot more than I do, and I really am embracing, because I'm an RC air guy. I love flying RC planes, but and that's my primary. But when it comes down to it, my secondary is going to be speed runs. Third is going to have to be crawlers. I love them. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm looking forward to sharing, because I do have some upgrades and whatnot that I'll be sharing on the channel here with a couple of my other vehicles very soon. So thanks so much again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you again in a future video. Take care. Don't like that.
Yeah, go get it. If I want it, then I go